From Bundjalung Country, this is the Summer Homily Series with Bishop Greg Homeming.
After Jesus had been born at Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of King Herod, some wise men came to Jerusalem from the east. "Where is the infant King of the Jews?" they asked. "We saw his star as it rose and have come to do him homage." When King Herod had heard this, he was perturbed, and so was the whole of Jerusalem. He called together all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, and inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. "At Bethlehem in Judea," they told him, "for this is what the prophet wrote. And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, you are by no means least among the leaders of Judah, for out of you will come a leader who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod summoned the wise men to see him privately. He asked them the exact date on which the star had appeared and sent them on to Bethlehem. "Go and find out about the child," he said, "and when you have found him, let me know, so that I too may go and do him homage." Having listened to what the king had to say, they set out. And there in front of them was the star they had seen rising. It went forward and halted over the place where the child was. The sight of the star filled them with delight, and going into the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and falling to their knees, they did him homage. Then, opening their treasures, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. But they were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod and return to their own country by a different way.
Part of our Christmas tradition was that over the period anybody could come to our house, and so many people did. And my mother made it a point that if someone had nowhere to go over the Christmas period, they were always invited. And there was food, so much food. There was plenty of food and plenty of fun. But what made the difference for us was there was an open door policy. The door was open to anybody who wanted to come to our house. Something that I learnt from my parents. In today's Gospel for the Epiphany, what strikes me as is quite astounding is that when the wise men arrive, Joseph and Mary are not standing outside to stop them from coming in to protect the baby Jesus. It's what people would normally do with a newborn. They wouldn't allow anyone that they didn't know to come in. They obviously don't know these men, 3, 4, we don't know how many, but we generally think 3. They turn up with strange clothes, carrying strange things, and they're allowed to come in and look at this little baby. It's quite extraordinary. I remember very well when the little dog we had first had pups. Anyone who went anywhere near the pups, the mother would start barking and snapping at them because the mother was protecting the baby puppies. In today's Gospel, there's no sense of rejection. There's no sense of protecting Jesus. These 3 strange men turn up, and Mary and Joseph admit them into the presence of this baby. The Epiphany tells us so much about what the church is and how we should be. Joseph didn't stand there and ask the wise men, "What's your politics? Where have you come from? What's your sexuality? What kind of background have you got?" The kind of questions which different institutions ask of people, not one question is asked. And these 3 men turn up and they bring whatever they can bring to present to the child Jesus. It doesn't follow that Mary and Joseph understood what these gifts were. Gold, they probably would have, but the other two, would they have understood what they were? But they come with the best that they can bring, and they come to Jesus. They are received, and they leave full of joy because they were allowed in. I think if the Epiphany teaches anything at this time in our history, we as church must be like the manger. We must allow anyone in, regardless of who they are, regardless of their background, or regardless of what we think about them, because the church is the place where Jesus is, and all are welcome. All are called to come and to bring Jesus the best that they can bring him. I think that if this is the way we are, imagine what the church will be. The manger, open to receive all those that are looking for Jesus. And all they need to do is say, I come to adore, to give homage to the living God. I come with myself and the best that I can bring, and I give this to God. Let us pray that we as church will never close our doors and will always receive those who come with sincerity and love to honour God.